Hello friends, on behalf of ORPHANetwork and especially the kids in Nicaragua, I want to greet each one of you and then thank you for your support, for your love, for your prayer, for being part of what God is doing in Nicaragua, which has to do with changing life, and it has to do also with growing the kingdom of God in Nicaragua. And especially in the life of the kids who we're serving, their parents, the community they're living in, and many other people who we are reaching together, establishing God's kingdom and bringing His love and His service. I want to take this moment to talk a little about ORPHANetwork, and especially when you're thinking of coming to Nicaragua, I think it's important if you can have information of what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, and how you are part of that. As ORPHANetwork, we're all about bringing people to the Lord. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that every day we are reaching people for the Lord. Every day someone is having a personal relationship with the Lord. For us, that is the most important thing. Then the second important thing from my point of view that we are doing is trying to change situation of poverty, broke cycles of poverty, cycles of abandonment, of abuse of kids in Nicaragua, and trying to create opportunity for these kids, opportunity for a new life and for a great future. I am sure that is what God's desire for each one of the kids, not only in Nicaragua but in the entire world. He wants the best for us. He wants the best for his kids. He wants the best for these kids in Nicaragua who we are working with. And also it's important to mention that he is doing this work through his local church as the hope of these communities and as the hope of the world. So as ORPHANetwork, again, the main thing is bringing people to the Lord, then changing the kids' life and creating opportunity for a new life. We started by feeding kids, and today we are doing more than only feeding kids. We are doing health assessment, nutritional assessment, training for parents, training for the children, training related to hygiene, training related to nutrition, and all of that. And also all the idea of training the pastors in leadership subjects, understanding that if the pastors are well trained and if they are succeeding, then we are succeeding, then you are succeeding, then everyone is succeeding. If they're failing, then you're failing, I'm failing, everyone is failing. So for us, leadership development related to the pastors and the leaders and everyone who is serving the kids, that is very, very important. So as you're thinking of coming to Nicaragua, I would like to challenge you to think of how you can make a difference in these kids' life and how you can impact their life while you're here in Nicaragua. And some way of doing that, it's like I would mention, one, starting by praying for these kids, praying for your trip, praying for what God wants to do through you on this trip. Do that, pray for our kids, pray for us, pray for our ministry, and even before coming, think of some ways that you can serve the kids. And that can be through training teachers, training Sunday school teachers, pastors. That can be through training on hygiene, training on dental care, for example. That can be medical checkups. That can be through working with the kids, teaching them English, helping them with their grades. It can be with teaching the kids, the older kids, like in transition program, how to interview, what a good employee look like, how to be faithful in your job. I mean, there is a whole bunch of areas I think that you can support us on. At the end of the day, it's important to understand when it comes to the orphanages, we are working hard together. We are working hard on them and trying to achieve 7 goals. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure every kid who is living in an orphanage and who's been in an orphanage are achieving 7 goals. One, at the end of the day, we want to make sure they're walking with the Lord. They have a personal relationship with the Lord. Two, they're actively participating in a local church, serving in a local church, serving through a local church, understanding that that's God's best strategy and that's the hope of the world, of the community, of the city. Three, we want to make sure they're learning English, so please don't practice your Spanish with them. Obligate them to practice their English. Now with English they can go a lot further in Nicaragua, so we're teaching them English and we need you to help them to understand this and to practice their English. Four, we want to make sure they're developing skills in computer, because with English and with computer, I mean, they can go far away. Six has to do with each one of them developing life skills on the highest level possible in education, so they can then apply for a good job. And it can be a starting point. We always teach the kids, and for example, we say you can go to a call center, you can work at a call center and you can make at least $500 a month, which is like 3 times what your teacher makes today. No, so that's just to give you an idea. But that can be a starting point. I mean, I don't think call center is like a lifetime job. No, but it can be a good starting point. So, but what they need, I mean, what do they need? What skills they need to develop in order to get there? That's what it is about. And 7 has to do with teaching them on how to give back to others. And just as God created opportunities for them, and just as God used someone to change their life, and their life will never be the same again, just as God did it for them, now we are challenging them and we're encouraging them to do the same for someone else. So then I always say, if we're 12,000 today, 12,000 thinking on in that line, we would be reaching 12,000 additional kids. And then we will be then 24,000. And 24,000 thinking in that way, we will then be 48,000. Then we will be 96,000. And that will just go on and on and on, if everyone is thinking that way. So those are the 7 goals that we're working really hard towards. That's what we want to accomplish. That's what we want to see in the life of the kids who is living in an orphanage or who was living in an orphanage, and today they are out of the orphanage in our transition program and somewhere in college, in vocational, looking for a job or working somewhere. When it comes to the feeding program, what we call today local church initiative, and we went from feeding program to local church initiative because we're not only feeding the kids. The feeding program is one component to all that we're doing as a holistic ministry. So the local church initiative has to do with feeding the kids, but also it has to do with wiping out malnourishment. So just as example, when we started last year with this new approach, the malnourished rate was like 36%, it went down to 33, then it went down to 26, then it went down to 19%, and the goal for 2013 is that by December, we should lower that number down to 10%. No, so we're working really hard in this sense, no, in the sense of wiping out malnourishment. And this year we want to get down to 10%, and hopefully next year down to 5%, and somehow get down to 2–3%, and eventually, with the Lord's help, with His guidance and His blessing, wipe out malnourishment in every community where we're working. And understand that that would be the same goal for new communities that we will take on in the future. So again, it's feeding the kids, but it's understanding that we want to wipe out malnourishment. Now we're talking about after school program also, how to help the kids to go as far as possible in education. It has to do with training their moms on how to be a good mom, training their mom and how to have a good relationship with the Lord, how to be part of the local church, and training their parents generally, not only mom but fathers also, training the pastors, as I said before, training the leaders, the cook, and everyone who is serving the kids in a local church initiative. Then also we are working on ideas, and it has been challenging, but ideas on how to help our pastors to be sustainable. So how they can start business, or how they can think on sustainable way for their local church initiative. So eventually they can take on some of the financial support, some of the food that they need for the feeding program. Maybe they can produce it by doing community gardens at the church, or ideas like that. But all the idea that has to do with sustainability for us is really important also. Now, then again, medical checkups, we are doing 4 times a year. We do medical checkups. So we make sure our 4,000 and plus kids receive 4 times a year medical checkups. It's preventative more than trying to take care of diseases. And so that's the other area that we're working on, and that area you can help us. When you're here, you can serve in that area also. So as Orphan Network, that's roughly what we're doing. That's what you can help us with, and be praying about that. And God has guided us in the last year to start somewhere between 3,000, 6,000, 7,000 kids in a new area called Matagalpa. Please be praying for that, and please be praying also for the Lord to provide the resources that we will definitely need to get into this new area. Now, why I'm mentioning this, because one, I need your prayer, I need your support, but also just to present this strategy when we talk about Orphan Network, and overall we talk about the local church, God's best strategy in Nicaragua, in different regions and in different communities, slowly growing and reaching these communities. The idea is one day we should reach Nicaragua for Christ. And that's possible. I strongly believe it's possible to reach this country for Christ through his local church, through his people, through people being his hands and his feet in Nicaragua, through serving kids, through the kids reaching their parents, through reaching community. I have a dream that one day we will definitely, through the local church, reach this country for Jesus. Make sure Nicaragua has a personal relationship with the Lord, but also make sure that we are wiping out not only malnourishment, but also we are wiping out poverty in Nicaragua. So thanks for being part of that. Thanks for serving with us. Thanks for believing in what God is doing in us and through us as Orphan Network. And again, you are part of that. We're so blessed to have you, to have your church and all of your leaders in this, and together we are changing Nicaragua. And one day in heaven, we will celebrate that together. So thank you very much, and may God bless you.